What is going on, guys? It's your boy Ish. Welcome to another video. I know it's been a long time, been about a month since I've posted any video, but honestly, it's just been ridiculously hot here in Arizona. Our summers are crazy. We basically have like temps of 105 plus for like 2 months straight, almost, two and a half months. So because of that, I can drive the car, and I've been driving it, but I just can't, do pulls or hit boost or do anything like that. Because the car will just get super hot. So I've been kind of holding off on making videos, letting the car, kind of just rest, because honestly, I can't even do much with this heat. But today we're finally working on the car, and what we're going to do is we're actually finally going to push more power. So for those of you that have basically seen me describe the build before, my current setup on the Z1 Supercharger is in 90 millimeter pulley. So what that means is that this supercharger setup will push about 11 pounds of boost right now. And I don't know how much horsepower I'm making, but I would guess that it's around 570, maybe 580 with 11 pounds. So what I'm going to do now is actually push 14 pounds of boost. And to do that, I have to basically swap the main pulley for a smaller one. So I actually have those parts right here. And the only things that I needed to actually push more power on my setup was the ID 1300X injectors, and then the smaller pulley for the supercharger, which is this right here. And obviously you need the new belts because this pulley is smaller, brackets for the actual pulleys that attach to the supercharger. And then this is a actual kit that Z1 technically didn't even have to send me, but they actually sent this supplemental kit, so that's what they call it. They sent this supplemental kit to everyone that has bought a Z1 Supercharger that hasn't been sent this, recently. And the reason for that is because if you guys remember from a earlier video, I actually had one of the pulleys on the Supercharger fail. And the one that failed was this one right here. So that one right there is the main tensioner pulley. And it literally like disintegrated on me after a track day that I had. So obviously that was a pretty big issue, and when I reached out to Z1, they took care of it. They acknowledged that definitely shouldn't happen. So they sent me a new pulley, but when I ordered this stuff to do a smaller pulley, so this box right here, they actually just went ahead and sent me this whole thing for free, which huge shout out to them. I mean, you don't hear about a lot of companies, especially companies like Z1 that are pretty big, that take accountability for the fact that their kit has a fault. And they fix it by literally sending everybody this stuff. I made some progress. I pretty much, I released the tensioner, put a key in there so to hold tension, took off the belt, just sitting over there. So now, literally what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this silver bracket right here, and I'm going to remove all the pulleys that attach to it. So I'm going to remove the pulleys first. So I'm going to remove this one, and then that one right there on the end. So those 3 pulleys go onto this bracket. Those are going to come off. And once I get those off, I will get the bracket off, and then I'll show you guys how to put the new bracket on. Okay, so I got the pulleys off. They're right here. In the Z1 instructions, they tell you how to pretty much put these in there. So it's going to go bolt, pulley, and then spacer, which is that ring right there, this right here. That's a spacer. And right now, I just have to take the billet bracket off, or whatever this is. So I have to remove these 1, 2, 3 hex bolts, and once that comes off, I will show you guys how to put the other one on. And if you guys notice, this right here is where an OEM idler pulley usually sits. So if you're installing this kit for the first time, you're going to have a pulley right here. You need to remove that pulley, and you're not going to put it back on, because obviously you're replacing it with all the pulleys that are right here. So this is some quick advice when you are putting this bracket on. Like I mentioned earlier, this bottom bolt to remove, it's kind of a pain because it's going to want to hit the back of the radiator cover here. So when you put it on, don't put these 2 bolts first. Put this bolt first onto the actual timing cover. Sorry, I'm trying to focus here. So what you'll do is you'll pull off the bracket, you'll stick the bolt in here, and then get it to go in the hole right there. Then sit it flush, and then go ahead and put the other 2 bolts. Because if you try to put these 2 bolts first and then this one, you're not going to be able to. So make sure you put this one first, then go with those, and keep going from there. One more thing I want to let you guys know is when you're putting these pulleys on, there's a specific order that you need to put them on. So it needs to be bolt, pulley, spacer. What that means is that you're going to put the bolt in first, then the pulley is going to go, and then that spacer right here on the top is going to be there. But Z1 doesn't actually kind of tell you the orientation of how this is supposed to go. So the bolt, where the bolt goes in, it looks like this on the top face. The snap ring won't be there. Where the bolt comes out, it's like that. So don't accidentally do it the other way, because if you do, your pulley is going to be way too spaced out, and then your belt won't line up when you actually go to install everything. Like this one right here, you might think that you're doing it wrong because of how close it is to the this right here, but it doesn't touch. Obviously it looks like it is, but it doesn't touch. And that's how it's meant to be, because again, you have to remember that these pulleys have to line up with your other like OEM pulleys from your, you know, your AC compressor, your crank pulley. And if they're too spaced out, you're going to have issues putting that belt on, and you're not really going to understand why it's not fitting. So make sure to basically put it like that. Again, bolt, pulley, spacer, and then you kind of just insert it in the bracket where it goes. So this one's going to go right here. I'm going to bolt it in, and I'll get everything secured, and I'm going to start swapping this out. All right, what is going on, guys? So I'm picking up the video the next day. I kind of had to stop just because it got too hot outside, but where we left off, I basically got all the supercharger pulleys on, as you guys can see down there. Those are all on, they're all torqued. I just need to put the belt on. But the manifold's gonna have to come off to do injectors. And I'll try to show that, but honestly, doing that is not as hard. But one thing I am gonna do is also as you guys can see here, I got a CSF triple pass OEM style radiator with the AC condenser. All right, guys, so I got the car running. I uploaded the tune and it started right up on the first try, literally like if it didn't have anything new on it. So huge shout out to Monsef for getting the base map on this thing. I mean, just with the base map, this thing's running super good already. So yeah, I'm just letting the coolant burp a little bit. You can see some bubbles coming out of there. And then, you know, everything else is running good so far. There's no leaks under the car. But yeah, I mean, she's running good. You can hear that intake just sucking in all the air. But yeah, man, I'm super happy that this car so far seems to be good. I'm gonna take it for a quick drive right now, and I'll kind of bring you guys with me, and just to check that nothing's gonna leak when I put some throttle under the car. What is up, guys? So we're hopping back into the video. You guys can see we have like a different view here. I'm trying out like a POV with a GoPro that my boy Gino let me borrow. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about this view. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing pretty much, which is the steering wheel and all that. But we're actually going to get to street tuning the Z right now. Admin Tuning sent me a base map probably 2 weeks ago. That's what I've been running on the car since then. So right now we're going to do some tuning. I'm going to send him a log. I'm actually going to open my phone here so you guys can kind of see what you have to do whenever you go through the process of remote tuning, specifically with like admin, but the process is pretty much the same for most tuners. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go into my email. I got an email from him this morning, and we'll go in here. So if you guys can see here, he basically told me that he wants a log of the car idling for 2 minutes straight, and just driving from first through fourth gear, shifting at about 4K RPMs. So now that I see that email, I'm going to go into my EcuTech app here. I'm already in my dashboard. So if I click my dashboard, you can kind of see the parameters that I have set there. But what you have to do in order to do the data log, so I'm going to turn off my probably turn off my AC here just so that the car isn't idling like higher than it should be. But I'm going to go into the data log. And I actually already have everything set. When you first tune with admin, with Monsef, he's gonna ask you to add some parameters, like I think the custom map G you have to add. But because I've tuned my car with him before, you actually don't have to do all that. So I'm actually ready to go, and all I have to do now is click start. So as you guys can see there, I just click start, and it's 6:36 according to the clock on the in here. So I'll probably stop the log at around 6:39 just to be sure that I got 2 minutes. And once we get those 2 minutes on there, we'll go ahead and kind of do the 1st through 4th gear, and we'll send him that log, and I'll show you guys how to do that too. So we'll kind of fast forward this part, and we'll jump back whenever this is done recording. All right, so that should be enough time of logging. So what I'm gonna do now is do the 1st through 4th gear, and we'll kind of get going here. All right, so that should be 2 minutes of idling. So I'm not gonna stop the log. We're gonna do all this in the same log. I'm gonna make sure that traffic is clear, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the 1st through 4th gear right now. So I'm in 1st gear. I'm just gonna go all the way to about 4K like he said. Go to 4K, shift. Shift at 4K again. That's it right there. That's literally all I had to do for that first log. So now I'm gonna go ahead and stop the log right here. That pretty much saves it to the Ecutech app. I'm gonna bust a U-turn here so that I can actually continue driving. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys noticed, I did all that in the same log. And that's one thing that you wanna make sure that you're doing everything in the same log, because sometimes people will go and do like 2 or 3 separate logs thinking that all Moncef wants is like one separate log for each thing. So yeah, we're just gonna send that log over to him, and then I'll jump back when we're ready to do some pulls in the Z. All right guys, so I went ahead and set that first log to Moncef. He said everything looked good. We kind of had a little bit of a hiccup where I had to reset my ECU, but I did that over again, and the process was the exact same. So if I open my email now, he told me there's some sort of issue with my extension that I'm using for the Bank 2 upstream O2 sensor. So I'm definitely going to have to replace that extension that I bought at some point. Now he's telling me to do a 3rd gear full throttle pull from 3K all the way to 8. So I'm about to do that right now. Let's actually turn on the car. And yeah, let's get on the road and let's do that pull. So I'm going to make sure that I'm on map 1, which I am. You can see here, and I'm going to turn traction control off. And we'll open up Ecutech again here. Go into my car. I'm gonna probably just make it so that my head unit doesn't actually connect. Just leave it there. Turn down the volume for this. Oh, sorry. So one thing they have to make sure you do, I forgot to do, is go to ECM tool, do an ECU reset, and reset ECU before you do any logs. That's just to make sure that your log is clean and it's not there's no other data that's like gonna inflict it at all. So yeah, let's actually, I'll open up the data log, but I'm not gonna hit the log until I'm about to do a pull. All right, so I'm gonna hit start now. Obviously, let me turn my AC off, put the windows down a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of get some speed. I can confirm that the data log is actually recording. So let's go about 3K right here, and let's hit it. All right, let's go. All right, so yeah, the car definitely feels fast. I don't know what boost we hit, but I think we hit like 10 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the log now, and then I'm gonna send that over to admin. So literally all you have to do to send it to him, if you guys can see here, I'm gonna go back to the main menu. I'm gonna hit my files, and then I'm going to go to data logs. I'm gonna select the most recent one, which is the one I just did. I'm gonna check mark it, and then I'm gonna do send to admin tuning. I'll just do like a description, like log number 2, and then I'll do done. And then yeah, that should be sending to him. Okay, so jumping back into the tune, pretty much admin, I think right now, yep, just when I check my email here, he sent EcuTech is telling me that he uploaded a new flash file. So that pretty much means that it's a new tune that's ready to go on the car. So let me kind of show you guys what you have to do when you get this email. So I have to go back, I have to put the car in ignition mode real quick. So put it in ignition mode like that. Go back into EcuTech. Let me actually turn off my AC. And then we're gonna go, sorry, I need to turn off this so that my bags aren't filling up the compressors. One big important thing about this is that you need to make sure that whenever you do this, that your car is not low on like the voltage. So let's go into flash files. So you can see here he sent something at 7:08 p.m. So I'm gonna click this. Sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. So we're gonna go to, let me go back, go into my car. We're gonna go to program ECU. We're gonna do engine. And then you can see the latest file there. So I'm gonna click this right here. Make sure you do all these things so my ignition is on, my handbrake's up, doors are locked, battery's off, air conditioning's off. So let's do program. And when you click this is just gonna go through and kind of do its thing. If you guys saw, the dash kind of changed and it's just pretty much writing the memory on there. So we're gonna kind of let this do its thing, and then once the tune is uploaded to the car, I'm going to pretty much do another log for Monsef, and he should send me a new file. All right, so as you guys can see, it says program completed successfully, which means that the tune got uploaded correctly. We're gonna close that. We're gonna go back into my car. Let this load real quick. Okay, and then one thing to make sure you do, again, before you do another log, let's go into ECM tool. Let's do ECU reset ECU, and we're good to pretty much start doing another log now. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn on the car. The car starts up pretty, just fine, which is a good sign. Okay, so let me go back into my email to see what admin requested. Let's go back into the email thread. So he said, please program the file to your ECU, which I just did, and do another pull. So let's make sure the car's in map 1, which it is. Let's actually turn off traction control. And yeah, let's go do another pull. So I'm gonna open up EcuTech again, go back into data logging. And here I'm gonna do 3K to 8K again. Let's get the car up to speed. Get it to third gear, all right, let's hit it. So yeah, as you guys can see, I think I hit like 12 pounds of boost right there, and the car gets fast really quick. You go from going 60 to like 120 pretty fast. So I'm gonna stop the log there. I'm actually gonna kind of pull to the side of the road. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep going. But I'm gonna go ahead and send this log to Monsef, and he should be sending me another revision. But yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm shaking right now. That stuff never gets old.